That's two in a row. Tchaikovsky, Peter Tchaikovsky. First was Swan Lake before, and now this is beautiful.
And today's Peter Palmer's birthday.
Oh yes, absolutely. And many more, because there'll be other people right around the world having their special birthday. So we're all one together, 31st of March. Yes, we're marching on.
Date. March.
Yeah, marching on.
Yes, you're definitely marching on. And
yes.
It's amazing amount of music we just recorded recently. This is a huge amount of music.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. And the way you're playing Tchaikovsky, I think it's just correct. You're not rushing it through. And it's not technically mechanical. It's you're putting your more heart into it.
Oh, that's very important. No matter what you do, you put all your whole heart and soul into it, and persevere. Challenges may come your way, but you can overcome those.
Yes, with all people who play classical music at the moment, it's just like sending to you my love, and I'm very grateful for your very hard work. But always consider that you should not rush classical music. You always allow some space in between legatos and get more air through, and then you would absolutely enjoy it more, because every notes have to sound a little bit longer, and we don't need to shorten them up by going too fast.
That's
like
right.
a machine, you know, like technically fast.
Sustain it, broaden it out a wee bit.
And then you will enjoy it longer, and
absolutely.
then you have more time for thinking which notes to play. In other words, slower you play, more people would love it.
And you hear the chords better, and it's like running. You don't run too fast. You've got to slow down now and again, and it's the same thing with running. You may be, you might be running for a while, but you slow down, you're still running if you get what I mean.
And another suggestion, because people now are quite already stressed, and so if you offer them very stressful music, you're not really helping them, you're actually making them more stressed. Therefore, it's much better to offer them relaxing music, so they can actually relax, and you also can relax while you're playing that music. So it's good for yourself, and it's good for the other people. And if that music is not good for you, if you're all tense on the piano, like they're doing all these notes like a robot, what can you give to the other people? Because it would not stick to them, they would not appreciate it, because you yourself very tense. And when I see anybody performing with tension on the piano, or too rough on the piano, I don't want to listen, because I can't listen to it.
Right.
Because it's a little bit abusive. We never abuse the classic music.
It's like raping
we're
actual
supposed
artist,
to,
what they're trying to do.
We're supposed to bring the best out of classics. So it means, because once it was, we were doing Peter Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, and I think we were doing it a little bit too fast. And then at night, I saw a dream how Peter Tchaikovsky basically sitting in this room, and he playing me this same Swan Lake. And he said, and he was so kind and loving, he didn't say to me any word, but he put his hands like that, and he very, very, very gently was playing this Swan Lake. And it was just so slow and so amazing. And then, after one verse of it, it went into like heavenly choir, like it's already kind of explained, and just like picked it up, and the sound of it was completely outstanding. So in other words, we do not allow too much beat into it, because it's insulting the classical music when somebody beats at the back, or bang, bang, bang. No matter which instrument it beats, it's still beating.
Like the brass band.
Yes, so we're not allowed to have too much beats in classic music. It has to be gentle, loving, and that's just like, it's just meant to be like that. So it is a bit abusive when we start adding beats and bang and go bang and dang. It completely destroys all your even attempts to play classic music. And so it was clearly said to me that we have to go slow with Tchaikovsky, and that's what I said to Peter Palmer, can we go slower, because I even actually saw him in a dream, and he basically played here, and I just was like standing observing him like almost royal, and then he was so kind and loving and so absolutely beautiful. He didn't say to me any word, he didn't criticize anything, and the dream was basically over, but I knew in my heart solidly the message was, you have to play more reverent, more slower. In other words, don't mess up his good work. In other words, how can I say, he considered it to be played so amazing, like from his point of view, because he's perfectionist, you see. And when we take his composition and basically insult it by playing it incorrectly, we're insulting his work. And therefore, when you play somebody else's musician work, you have to consider how would they feel the way you're playing, and would they like it or wouldn't like it. It's not about that you're showing off to people how you play so fast, It's about how people absorb your work. That's what is important, and what it gives to them.
Feeling, emotion.
So in other words, if they turn it off straight away because you like go boom, 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 it means obviously it doesn't reach audience. And or if you play like conversation to a person, you're playing like you're putting it slowly. You know how feeding a baby, we don't feed too much food straight away. So every legato is like a spoonful of food, and person have to digest that sound and absorb it. And then what's next? It's like a dialogue. You don't just go whoa, 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 like the.
You'll choke it.
Yeah, because the person say
anything
goodbye.
you'll choke it.
Yeah, and the human brain, cannot take too much. They're already always stressed, remember? And now we're on top of that, lodging them with more stress with music, and we go boom, boom, boom. That's too much for them at the moment. We need to recover people. We need to relax them. We have to tickle them and make them happy.
Oh, absolutely. So in
yes.
summary, just to end this off very slowly, fancy having, what's his name that was here in your dream?
Peter Tchaikovsky.
Peter Tchaikovsky. Right in this very lounge, sitting beside Lyudmila in a dream.
It was so vivid, like he basically was in my, but it was a dream.
Good.
Yes, and he put the hands like that. They were curled up, and he played so gently, and the sound was absolutely beautiful. It was exactly the same Swan Lake. And then I did not sing with him whatsoever. I'm not even dare to, And he played it, and then all of a sudden, when he stopped playing, it went into like heaven. It showed to me how in heaven it sounds. It's absolutely beautiful. It was gentle. It was with no beat. It was so loving, kind, and all instruments of heaven were actually playing it as like a symphony of heaven already. That's what I saw in the dream. In other words, it said it's a universal song, and we need to play it according to heavenly standard, of this great composer standard. It's not the way we like it to play, like to show off how fast we go.
So,
it's not like showing off. It's actually a masterpiece.
How to play with feelings is very important.
Absolutely.
Instead of mechanical person, it's totally different. Mechanical and person plays with feeling. People can pick it up.
And another thing, I also was studying that you need to get out of the time frame of this world in order to play these masterpieces. Why? Because in this world we have everything timed. But to play the music of heaven, which is Peter Tchaikovsky, it's a heavenly compositions, you have to get out of the time, therefore everything is slower. Very slow. Like you're in a plane. Everything is slow. Everything's slowing down. You're like in the clouds.
In other words, don't observe the tempo of what is written. Just do your own tempo and just
and you have to allow lots of breathing spaces in between legatos.
You are in control.
Yes, and this space which you allow, it's the person can digest what you just gave them information about. Like you gave this 3 notes to sound, ta-ra-ra-ra-ra, and you let it go to sound, and person listen to it, and they're like about to say, what's next? And then you give them ta-da-da-da-da-pam-pa-ra-ram, and again stop, because people are absorbing it, and they say, what's next, So you're supposed to like talking to a person through your music, so it actually gets into them, not just like bounce off them, like the water bounces off the duck's feathers, the same thing. So it has to absorb into the person. You have to heal the person. The music meant to heal, give the love and kindness. So a person will say, wow, I never heard such a beautiful music in my life. That's what you have to do with classical music. Thank you for listening.